banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine, from a place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome, but nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, this is the Eddie Howe press conference reaction, and it's his final one of the season, pre-match anyway, that's for sure. So before we get into the show, if you do like what you see, then please smash the like. It really does help the channel with search results, so please smash those likes. That's absolutely fantastic. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe. Free to do so, helps the channel grow. And come and join our wonderful community we have here. And also, bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. If you want to make a donation, there's a link in the chat. Just click the link, follow the instructions, and yeah, I'm 9 subscribers away now from 600. So yeah, not far away now. Just another 9 needed to get to 600. So yeah, I mean, look, before we get into the show, I just want to say, look, I haven't seen the thing myself. I haven't personally seen it. I've heard a lot about it, that a Sunderland fan has disgracefully done a Photoshop some sort of picture, and it's made to look like it's Kieran Trippier. You know, it's absolutely disgusting. Whoever's done this needs to hang their heads in shame. I'm not going to give the person too much airtime because I don't even know who the person is, but I know he's a Mackham fan. Absolutely disgusting. No need for it whatsoever. Stuff like that can ruin people's lives. And, you know, and damage people's reputations. I don't know why he's done it, what he thinks he's gaining out of doing it. But, yeah, I'm so pleased it's been taken down. I mean, I haven't personally seen it, but I'm so glad it's been taken down. There's no need for this in this sort of day and age, and it shouldn't be happening. You know, that's just low-life scummery, in my opinion. Low-life scummery, that's what that is. But, yeah. We're not going to mention too much about it, but yeah, I think it's absolutely disgusting, distasteful, and no need for it whatsoever. Evening, Tony, Rolly and Shaq. Good evening to you, B. I hope you're well, mate. Hi, Tony. Big up, mate. Says Brian. Hi to you, Brian. Hope you're well, mate, on this Friday evening, on bank holiday weekend as well. Hi, all. Hi to you, Andrew. Hope you're well. Sean's in the chat. Hi to you, Sean. Hope you're very well indeed. BS says, not worth addressing, breathing life into malicious lies. Absolutely, yeah, it's just absolutely disgraceful. Andrew says, what's this I've missed? Some Mackham Andrew has done some sort of Photoshop of Kieran Trippier with another woman. It's absolutely disgusting, and there's no need for it whatsoever. It's come from a Mackham. Doesn't surprise you. Ian Fleming, hi Tony, hi to you, Ian. I hope you're very well indeed as well, mate. Yeah, so no, we're not going to dwell on that one. It's absolutely disgusting, and you know, people just, I don't know what people gain out of stuff like this. It's the horrible world we live in, unfortunately. You know, some people just think they can do things that they find it funny to hurt others, and it's not. There's too much of it going on in the world, and we don't need it. Right. To the Eddie Howe press conference. So, Eddie Howe had his final pre-match briefing with the media this morning of the season. And we're going to look at the key points that what Eddie had to say on different things. So, he was asked about Monday's draw, which secured, obviously, the top 4 finish. and placed in the Champions League. He says, look, I'm feeling good. It's been a hectic few days. To be honest with me, it's on to planning and preparing for next season straight away. Really, because once the season ends, the players will break and I won't see them again. So there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. But I think that's an incredible achievement and so pleased that we are able to do it in front of our supporters and get it done there. And the scenes were brilliant to be part of. So what Eddie's saying there is that, yes, he's pleased we've got the Champions League place. He's happy we've done it in front of our own fans. So technically, we could celebrate it there and then, which is absolutely fantastic. And he's just and now he's saying the planning started already for the new season. And obviously, there's players off that you want. I mean, the thing is, there could be players that are going out the door that you won't see again. So that's the thing. And well, to get the Champions League football was absolutely fantastic and a great achievement this season. As I said this morning on my video, at the start of the season, I put us down to finish 7th, and I'll still maintain that until we were mathematically in Champions League. And but well done to Eddie Howe and what he's done. What was the picture? Says, I don't know. I didn't see it, Jake. I heard about it, but it was taken down by the time I saw it. Andrew says they're in a huff because the police took the pet seagull off them. Oh, God, Andrew. Yeah, probably, yeah. Brian says never. Trying to ruin relationships. My God, that's not worth fat. Given time, though. Trips, we love you. Absolutely, Brian. Exactly. Ian says, I might not be on the channel for a while, Tony. Might be doing time for knocking Jason Gundy out. Oh, I know what you mean, Ian. I mean, honestly. And you've got his name spelled right, I suppose. Yeah, with the T there rather than the D. I mean, that guy is just... I mean, I said that on my video this morning. Jason Cundy to turn around and say, we shouldn't be celebrating like that because we're not a big club. What is this man on? What is this man on? I'm sure he just does it for people to have a dig at him and he just loves it, doesn't he? The attention. Jake says jealous because his pet seagull couldn't get up looking at his back and face. Yeah, probably. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, I'll see what you mean with that one. Right. So, on the prospective Champions League football at St James's Park, Eddie said, it's an amazing thing. We're looking forward to it next season and to the challenge. We've started that preparation and it will be a thing. When we get the draw and who's in our group, I think that's when it will really kick off. So he's basically saying it's amazing that we're in the Champions League. Obviously, it's somewhere Eddie's never been before. Obviously, he can't wait for it to start. And they've started the preparation. That means, i.e., they're looking at the transfers, what they need in the squad. And like he says, like everybody, we're all looking forward to the draw because we all want to see who's in our group. And, reality will kick in when it does kick off. And it'll be absolutely fantastic as well. So, yeah, I can't wait. Really can't wait for that to start. Jan says, this is my shortlist. Caicedo 21, Inacio 22, Truffert 21, Gnonto 19, Kefram Turam 22, Kieran Tierney 25, Moussa Diaby 23, Dominic Szoboszlai 22, Tadibo 23, Savic 28. Build and win. Do you know what? That's not a bad. That is not bad, Jan. I mean, I quite like that, actually, the way you've put it. But there is a player that I think you've missed off there. A couple of players you've probably missed off there, in fact. One would be Madison. And two, what about Marcus Thuram on a free transfer? Would you have him? Brian says, what's this big club crap about. They're desperately trying to provoke us, but unfortunately, with some of it works. I just laugh. Here come the money. Exactly. That's exactly what I do. I just laugh at them, Brian. You know, I see people put videos out, and another media up at another. Every time you're giving these people airtime, all they're doing is they're loving it, because you're just giving them fuel for them to put more fuel on the fire. So I wouldn't waste my time and energy in having to go back at them. I know I did my video the other week when I had to go back at the journalist Max, but there was a reason for that, because it was absolutely ridiculous what he come out with. Yeah, so it's just longer than Schindler says. Well, yeah, could be, couldn't it? Yeah, Schindler's List. Yeah, that certainly wasn't a small list as well, was it? Yeah. So anyway, on injury concerns ahead of the squad's trip to Stamford Bridge, I asked him if he's going to change it, rest anybody. He said, look, I don't think we've got anybody left to rest. We've got a few issues. I think the end of the season has come at a good time for us, because we would have been really stretched. Players like Joe Linton will miss the game, for example. Javier Manquillo will miss the game. And then we've got others that have been injured. Going into the Leicester game, we stretched. But it will give us a chance to look at maybe one or two other things. So basically, J7 won't be playing. Manquillo definitely won't be playing, so that he's probably played his last game when he came on Monday. So there's going to be quite a few players not in the team on Sunday. So yeah, and we know Nick Pope's not in the team because we know he's had hand surgery, so he's definitely out. I think Gordon will play, definitely. Maxi will probably start, I would imagine. It's going to be interesting to see what the team lineup is on Sunday. But I think even whoever we put out there will still go and beat Chelsea. If Man U can go and beat them 4-1 last night, I'm sure we can go out and beat them. And, I was a bit disappointed because Chelsea had the possession, but they just did nothing with it. So I'm hoping Fulham, well, what I'm hoping is, one, Man United rest a lot of players on Sunday, knowing they've got an FA Cup final next Saturday, which I think they might do. And if they do that, I can see Fulham sneaking a draw there maybe. And we beat Chelsea, we'll be finishing in third place because there's nothing Man U can do about it. So, yeah, let's hope that happens. Troll says, it's not about being a big club, it's about celebrating getting back in the UCL. He's jealous, as simple as. It is, Trolls, that's what it is, it's jealousy. And the thing is, we have wanted... Like I said in my video this morning, we had 14 years of bloody crap from Mike Ashley when he was owner. And I've said his name and I don't like saying his name. But we had 14 years of crap from him. Not only did we have the 14 years of crap from him, we had one campaign in European football. By the way, when we finished fifth, he didn't want us to be in Europe. He actually asked the FA, can we actually pull out of Europe, because he didn't want them being in the European competition. So, we had that one Europa League campaign, and then the rest of it, it's either been trying to avoid relegation by finishing at least 17th place, or we've had 2 relegations, and now we've got Champions League. What does he expect? We'll just sit there and go, oh, that's all right, we've got Champions League. I don't mind. What an idiot. The man is an absolute doylem, that's what he is. And Troll says, hi, Tony. I read Tony says, Mason, yeah, I'm fine, mate. I hope you're well. Brian says, against Chelsea, I don't mind the lads being on the bench, but it would love an end-to-end game to top the season off. Get the youngsters on and tell them to just run. Yeah, definitely. Wayne says, hi, Tony in chat. Are you by yourself tonight? I am tonight. I don't think Rolly was able to come on tonight. I'm not sure. But I couldn't get it. But I've done this a quick time as well, so I probably wouldn't have gotten them on in time. But you'll be back with me hopefully tomorrow when I do the match preview. BS says Chelsea were like the Keystone Cops in front of the box. I didn't see the game, to be fair, so I don't know what the game was like. Joel says since it was Burnley allowed to celebrate if you're a big club, is he really a yeah, he is. He's a dumbass. He absolutely is. Let's hope Jody Mitro does the business. All we need to do is win, and Man U are they in the draw and can finish third. Yeah, that's a thing, Wayne. Thing is, Wayne, I think Man U. I just think Man U might. I just think Man United will just rest some players on Sunday because they've got a FA Cup final next Saturday. And the thing is, it's a derby game, so he'll not want to risk getting any injuries. Against Fulham. So I can see him changing that team around. He might even put De Gea on the bench and play maybe Tom Heaton or somebody. Who knows? But I think if he does major changes to that team and Fulham get a draw, that'll do us brilliantly. Won it. So yeah, and we look forward to it. Kel, evening everyone. Evening, Kel. Hope you're well, mate. Mason says the Mackhams will probably get pissed off tomorrow if Coventry win the playoffs. Yeah, they probably will. Yeah, absolutely. Jan says, who cares? Third or fourth makes no difference to me. No, it doesn't. But if we could finish third above Man United, it would be absolutely brilliant, wouldn't it? Just to finish above Man United, and that would mean then that's 4 of the top 6. 4 of this so-called Big 6 we have finished against above. And remember, 2 of these so-called Big 6 may not have European competition. Well, will probably not have European competition next season. I think Villa only need a draw. Or do they win? No, sorry, Villa need a win to confirm it. Or Tottenham to get beat. So, yeah, Tottenham might not finish in the top 7 because they're currently sitting 8th at the moment. But I don't know. See, I've not seen anything around this because, right, you've got Man City and Man United playing the cup final next week, both in the Champions League, confirmed. Now, whoever wins the FA Cup goes in the Europa League. Now, does that mean the FA Cup is then, does that mean 8th place then becomes a European place? If it did, Tottenham would sneak in on it. But I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure what that would actually do. So I've not heard nothing about it, and I've not seen anything written down anywhere. Mason says I didn't realise the Mackham say it to Coventry. Oh, I didn't realise that either, Mason. Mason says I can Tony see Man U make changes, still get 4th spot. If we were in that position, I know the cup would be on my mind. Well, yeah, we've seen it with our players, how the cup was on their mind when we went through that horrendous run. Andrew laughing Spurs. Well, when you think Spurs were comfortable in that top 6, and now they're just like bundled out of it. Jan says, look, next season I see we go for 1st or 2nd. Remember, I said this. Well, now then, what I am going to say to you is, and I seen a thing, and I can't believe what I saw, but they've got us 2nd favourites for the title next season, and I'm like, not so sure about that one. Apparently because of Jimmy Hill. All right, okay, Jimmy with a big chin. Kyle says, early night for me. Enjoy the show, everyone. Take care. Yeah, you too, mate. Take care, Kyle. And thanks for popping in, mate. Joel says, I'm happy with 4th. And all the moon that clippity clop and his shiny teeth has to go to Kazakhstan. Do you know what? You're absolutely right. I mean, Mo Salah put a tweet out saying that they're very disappointed Liverpool's not in the Champions League because that's where they should be as a bare minimum. No, you shouldn't be there as a bare minimum. If you played better during the season, then yes, you may have gotten to that Champions League spot, but you haven't. So, at the end of the day, stop going on about it. You'll have to play Thursday nights in the Europa League, and I'm sure you'll be happy with that. Jake says, no chance, City are an animal. Yeah. Trolls says, take care, Cal. Okay, evening everyone, says Mohammed. Yes, good evening to you as well, Mohammed. I hope you're well, mate. And if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe. That'd be absolutely fantastic, mate. So, yeah. So the next question Eddie was asked as well was on whether the last day might be the final time for some of his squad to feature for the club. So this is what Eddie had to say. You can never tell what's going to happen in the future, but I don't see that maybe for 95% of the squad, maybe one or two players might move this summer. It's very difficult to predict. I think we have to keep the majority of the squad together. I feel they have earned the right to do that, but we have to be good in the transfer market. So what he's saying is, yes, there might be a couple of players go, but he does want to try and keep most of the squad together, and that includes the likes of Dubravka. You know, I mean, I can see what he's doing, and I've seen a few comments in, on Twitter and that, and people saying, "Oh no, Eddie, look, you can't just keep players because you think they've got it. They deserve a chance. At the end of the day, when we're evolving, you've got to get, And I can see where people are coming from, but I suppose he's right in a way. We can't just say, right, let's get rid of them players, but then we don't have enough players brought in. So we've got to be careful. So we've got to balance it out. But maybe that's just Eddie's way of saying, look, yes, there is going to be quite a few going this summer, but I'm not going to say that in the press conference because obviously that would be disrespectful, which is true. I mean, we know Ryan Fraser's going to be the one them out the club in the summer because he's banished to the under-21. So there's no way back for Fraser. So he'll definitely be gone. I think we get another centre-half in. The Sells goes. Mark Gillespie will probably go on a free transfer. So yeah, it's going to be gearing up for an interesting summer, that's for sure. Troll says, no one is entitled to be in the Champions League. It's hard work that gets you there and not how big your club is. Absolutely. Mohammed says, it's a fault of Liverpool. They did not make the top four. It's a failure. Absolutely, it's their fault. And we're up there because we played bloody well this season. Jan says, Eddie, 1 or 2, take it and a tablespoon of salt, you'd be spot on. Absolutely. Paul says, we can't just buy a full new squad. Look at Chelsea, 4 quality players plus youth players would be good to access in January. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that Madueke, who Chelsea have got, that youngster, I would have loved him at Newcastle because I think Eddie Howe would have made him a better player. But I think he's going to be spoiled at Chelsea, and I hope he isn't, but I think he will be. Mohammed says, I thought Man United will top 4 bottle, but Liverpool bottle top 4. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool didn't they? That draw with Villa. They had every chance of getting into the top 4, but they didn't do it. So, yeah, Man United got the win last night, and that secured their Champions League spot. Hence, Mo Salah coming out on a crying rant. Evening, says David Knight. Good evening to you, David. Hope you're well, mate. And yeah. So, so Eddie was then asked on whether expectations will change next term. He says, look, I don't know. It's something you look forward to. The dynamic will have changed for us. I think we've massively overachieved this year for where we are at from the start of the season and to keep overachieving. But that's what we're going to have to do to match the expectation. It's going to be our biggest challenge. So what he's saying is, yes, we have overachieved this season. He's not denying the fact we've overachieved. And if we're going to stay in that top 4 and do things next season, then we're going to have to do it again next season and overachieve even more next season. So, yeah, and it is going to be a big challenge because we're going to have 4 competitions next season. So, we've got to balance it out. And as I say, the summer transfer window is going to be absolutely key and absolutely huge as well. Lee says, evening, Tony, and all 5 good summer signings would be brilliant for us. Do you know what? I'll take 5 signings all day, mate. Yeah, absolutely, Lee. Definitely. Jan says Caicedo for Brighton on his way to the tune for sure. Who knows? I'm not sure if we'll pay his asking price. That's the thing. Paul says I'm on holiday in July, so hoping the new kits will be out by then. Well, let's hope after last season's force, Paul, the kits are out. I mean, Jesus, honestly, last year, I remember pre-order day, I pre-ordered my shirt, and I didn't get it till August. It was absolutely ridiculous because we were out in the shops before I even got mine. So, you know, it was an absolute farce last year with Castor, and hopefully they've got it. Hopefully this season they'll get the house in order and get it sorted. I would imagine next couple of weeks we'll find out for sure with the sponsorship and everything, because obviously that'll have to be sorted out for the shirts, and yeah, and we'll find out what the new kits look like. No doubt Castor will put a couple of spoilers in like they did the last time, where they give you a sneaky peek, but they don't reveal a lot of it. Sadio Mane to quit buying in the summer and leaving. Yeah, a good player, but again, I think he cost too much money for Newcastle. You know, I know he's over 30 now, but you know, it's his wage demands. I think the wage demands will be absolutely huge, and to get someone like that in, I think. And plus, I don't know if he'd come back to the Premier League. I think he'd probably just want to move somewhere else on the continent, maybe Spain, somewhere like that. Who knows? But yeah. But yeah, he is a quality player, by the way. I mean, Liverpool have missed him this season. You can tell they have. Trull says, we haven't overachieved. We've put 4 mile butts on and got it done, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, you know, just going off what Eddie says, he's got a, you know, you know, at the end of the day, you know, nobody expect us to be in the top 4 this season. I didn't expect it. I did say before the start 7th would do me, because I thought 7th is achievable. But you know what? I'm not complaining. I'll take Champions League all day. So yeah, I see where you're coming from on that one, Trolls. Spot Alert Fishing. Good evening to you, sir. He says Felix en route. Would you take Joe Felix? Anybody in the chat? I would. He's quality. He's not shown much at Chelsea, because look at Chelsea. It's just an awful team. Troll says Mane has an attitude problem. You don't hit your teammate for no matter what. Absolutely, yeah. You know, I mean, we've had our fair share that way as well. I mean, if you remember when we brought Joey Barton to the club, everybody was like, "Oh, not Joey Barton, not him, not him." You know, because he stubbed a cigar or a cigarette out in, you know, a teammate's face. At the time. And then when he came to the club, he then hit somebody in McDonald's and got 6 months in prison. But the club stuck behind him and backed him. And do you know what? The guy actually turned out to be a great player for us. And do you know what? Joey Barton was absolutely fantastic at our club. He had passion, you know. You know, before he went to jail, he done that tackle at Liverpool when he got sent off, which was absolutely stupid. But no, he came back a reformed character, and I'll tell you what, the guy was absolutely fantastic. And you know, and that, you know, credit to Joey Barton. I thought he was brilliant. I really did. Lee says all the sizes was mixed up when some of the fans, yeah, they had got the sizing issues were all over the place. Some of the shirts weren't stitched right, whether the badges didn't look right, and it was just an absolute mess. You know, so, but guys, I've got 27 watching and I've only got 16 likes, so if we could smash those likes, that would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you. And if you are brand new to the channel, then please smash that subscribe and come and join this great community we have here. Jules says, I thought between 9th and 7th. Yeah, that's fair enough, Jules, yeah. But you know what? We'll take Champions League any day. Brian says yes to Felix. Yeah. I mean, when you think Champions League brings a lot of money into the club, so it helps your FFP, you know, along with finishing high up in the league. So if we finish 4th, 39 million quid, Champions League, you get a £39 million payment straight away, and that's before you get the TV revenue and everything like that. So It's mega millions. Joel says, yes, Felix in a heartbeat. Yeah, and that's what Brian said. On my list, there are 7 players, 21, 22 and 23-year-olds, and the future, I believe. We get about 8 players in all and sell about 9. That's interesting, Jan. Yeah. Again, we'll have to wait and see what happens, who's going out and who stays. Nico Williams seems to be a strong link to us lately. Yes, he does, Paul, and he's not a bad player at all, Nico Williams. And again, that's another one I would take at the drop of a hat. You know, I mean, I've seen reports today going out. Somebody's put it on Twitter that apparently we've been in talks with the agent of Szoboszlai. And obviously wages won't be a problem. But again, that could just be rumours, and I don't look at that. The only way I'll tell you, the only way I know when a player is at St James's Park, you know, is when he's standing there in the ground and you know, and he's got his black and white shirt on with his scarf above his head. So yeah, that's the only way I take it that way. But yeah. David says, how much do you think Eddie will spend? I think around 150 to 200 million. Eddie will want all the players in from the start for the pre-season and more in January. I think we'll sign 5. That's probably a realistic target, in all honesty, David. And yeah, I can't see why not. I think that's quite achievable, to be fair. And yeah, I think that's what we'll do. But again, we just wait and see what the window brings. We can't wait. Barton done that plenty of times, though, the little psycho. Yeah, he did, Trolls. Yeah, he was. But you know what? He turned himself around at St James's, and then he was just dumped on at the end, wasn't he? BS says, I ordered one of each of the 4 tops in the same size. 3 fit me perfect. The home shirt doesn't fit. This is Cousteau. This is what, you know, this is Cousteau for you. I know we've probably got them next season. Let's hope for the season after they've gone. Lee says, let's get 600 subscribers for Tony and a thumbs up for Tony. Thank you very much indeed, Lee. I do agree, says Trolls. Would be great to finish above Man U, but can't see them lose to Fulham. Home, last match of the season. Again, Trolls, you don't know. The thing is, with Man United, they may play like the FA Cup final against Man City. What if he's playing Rashford in all his first team, and say 2 or 3 of them pick up a few injuries and they can't play the next game? He's potential match winners, even Ferret face. So I think he's gonna. I think they'll make changes. I wouldn't be surprised. And I've got a Man United fan at work, and I was talking to him, and he said, "Yeah, I think they'll make changes on Sunday. So I think there'll be wholesale changes." So they're even thinking there's going to be changes. So again, we just wait and see on that one. Joe Felix to Newcastle this summer. All depends on what price it is as well. So yeah. Jan says Gnonto's only 19 and is a top player in the making. Yes, he is. I like Gnonto. I think he's got the attributes of being a great player. I think he's wasted at Leeds. So yeah, I would take Gnonto. Depends how much Leeds want for him. Joel says if Felix comes here with Isak being yeah, 2 youngsters. Exactly. Brilliant. Lee says, brilliant getting all the local talent in the academy and new youth players signed in. Yeah, absolutely, Lee. Spot on there, mate. Yeah, definitely. Troll says at home they have lost 1, if I remember correct. Man United, yeah, but not to say Fulham won't go there and get a draw. You know? That's what I'm saying. Everybody's banking Man U just to go and beat Fulham, but it's not as simple as going to beat Fulham. And Mitrovic will probably want revenge for what happened there in the FA Cup. Bias says, did you see the Bruno interview? He's been playing with multiple injuries. I've seen an interview before when he says he was playing with a bad ankle, but I've not seen any other than that. I'll have to catch up with that interview that he's done recently, though. Evening, Tony, says Alan Little. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you're well, mate. Kevin Adamson says, now we've achieved Champions League players will be fighting to join Newcastle. I think 4 or 5 world-class players to strengthen the squad and we'll be good to go next season on all fronts. I totally agree, Kevin. I totally agree because, to be honest with you, we've got a huge project coming on here now, and this is a massive opportunity now. And I'm sick of hearing, oh, well, players go to London because they go to London. No. Why can't they come to Newcastle? If they can go to Manchester, which is in the northwest, we're just on the northeast, so why can't they come to Newcastle? So I just think that's a cliche, and I think players will start to take notice now because not only will they take notice of what we're doing, but they'll look at Eddie Howe and think, wow, he's some manager, isn't he? And Kieran Trippier will also help out in the England camps as well, like with Maddison. You know, he's already spoken to Maddison and told him about Newcastle, so, you know, who knows? Ian says, just check, Tony, only the top 7 qualify. Yeah, I wasn't sure, Ian, because I didn't know with the FA Cup if there was an extra place granted because of that, but if that's the case, then that's the case, yeah. Hi, Tony Null says, coffee, good evening to you. Coffee as well, I hope you're well also. So finally, he was asked on Frank Lampard's Chelsea side, who have endured a difficult campaign. Well, Chelsea, a difficult campaign. They've been woeful. Eddie says, next season, I do think they'll be a big threat. They've got top quality players. I think it's undoubted. But I think they're trying to form a team very quickly with a lot of new players, which is very difficult to do. I think that's probably their biggest challenge. But I think next year, a lot of those players will now have had the Premier League experience. They'll have adjusted to the league and they will be a big threat. So he's saying Chelsea will be a huge threat next season because their players will gel. But I'm not so sure. Pochettino's got a huge job there. And I tell you what it is. If I was Pochettino, you know, I wouldn't even bother buying a house in London. I would just rent one because he might not be there long enough. You know, so yeah. Troll says Longstaff is great, but we need better. Not saying that Longy is weird, just have him as a squad player, but there's more than enough matches to go around. Yeah, no, I totally agree. You're absolutely spot on. Jan says all world class players were young ones, and given a chance and do the same for young players on my list will make those great. Yeah, definitely. Coffee says today some Mackham got a go Trippier's personal life. Absolutely shameful. Yeah, disgraceful behaviour and no need for it whatsoever. David says Newcastle's always been a sleeping giant. Shocked by him, who must not be named. The giant has woken up. Absolutely. Or shackled, sorry, Dave. Yeah, absolutely. Troll says, don't worry, Coffee. Trips has the hide of a rhino. Paul says, I still think Chelsea will be poor next season. Too many individuals. You're absolutely right, Paul. I mean, I'm not being funny, but the way Mudryk went on about that old guy in the gym, I'm sorry, if that was Newcastle United, I would expect Eddie Howe or the owners to have said something about this and be absolutely disgusted. And the individual involved would have been reprimanded. But Chelsea just seemed to let Mudryk get on with it. You know? I'm sorry, but you do not go around taking the piss out of somebody in a gym. I mean, this old fella in the gym was having a training session with a personal trainer, and because he was a little bit overweight, and when he bent over, you saw the, you know, the cheeks of his backside. And Mudryk takes thing to have a good laugh about it and take the piss out of somebody. I'm sorry, that's just disgusting from a professional footballer. And more so from somebody like Mudryk, who is from Ukraine and should be more worried about what's happening in his homeland than what somebody's doing in a gym, you know? So I'm sorry, I think it's just disgusting. And if I was if that was one of our players, I'd be absolutely disgusted. I'd be mortified. I'm going for a 2-0 win, says Coffee. Yeah, good shout. Lee says, looks like Gillett's the ref on Sunday. Yes, he is, Jared Gillett. Troll says, Mudryk should be fined by the club and set an example. He should be fined and he should be made to sit out the final game. Bias says, sit on Mudryk missed last night with an open goal. I'd rather play the old guy from the gym. Yeah, I mean, look, At £100 million, I wouldn't pay that for Mudryk. Well, I personally wouldn't pay because I haven't got that sort of money, but I wouldn't pay it. And I don't think he offers a lot. I didn't think he was great against England for Ukraine. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe in Shakhtar Donetsk he was the star of the team. Most of these footballers end up being idols for children, and they should be responsible for actions in public. Yes, there should be coffee. Absolutely well said, mate. Lee says, well out of order in the gym. Got no respect for people like that. Absolutely. And he shouldn't have done it. He had no right whatsoever to do that. And I mean, it's just disgusting. And the least he should do is come out and apologise. Well, I think he should anyway, but, you know, by the looks of things, he's had had time to apologise, but obviously he hasn't bothered. So the guy just couldn't care less, basically. So the officials for the game on Sunday is Jarrett Gillett will be the referee. He will be assisted by Mark Perry and Wade Smith. The fourth official is Keith Stroud. VAR is Peter Banks. And assistant VAR is Natalie Aspinall. So yes, so she is the assistant VAR. So that is the referee and setup for Sunday. Marit says Mudryk's a good fit for Arsenal or Chelsea. Well, yeah, but the thing is, Arsenal were going to pay 100 million, where Chelsea just said, "Oh, we'll give you it instead." You know, just crazy the way they went on and bought players, Chelsea, and it's come back and bit them in the backside, big style. They were just lucky they had enough points because they could have been embroiled in the relegation zone. I mean, tomorrow there's a game tomorrow at Wembley Stadium. 5:15 kickoff, Luton Town versus Coventry City. The richest game in football, and it is actually the richest game in world football. It's worth over £100 million because of the revenue that they get from it. Who's coming up tomorrow? Is it Coventry or is it Luton Town? I've got a feeling Luton will win this game, but it's going to be interesting. I'm going to watch the game because I think it'll be a great game to watch, and it always are good games to watch, these playoff finals, especially the Championship one. You know, everybody likes the Championship finals, so I think it'll be a great game. I think it'll go to extra time. I do, and if I have to put a bet on it, if I had to put me hat on who I think will get through tomorrow, I think it's going to be Luton Town. But I think they'll win it by the odd goal. I think. I don't know what your thoughts are. Who's winning? Who's coming up tomorrow? Is it Luton or Coventry? And just let me know. Now Mudryk is just someone that we used to know. Yeah, that's a good one. Is the 100 million the new benchmark for buying high quality players, says Coffee. I don't know. They just get over 100 million because of the TV revenue and everything. So, yeah. Wayne says, I'm going 3-0 Isak Botman, and this time I hope an ESM if he starts. I hope so. How are you, the lads? Yeah, that's not a bad scoreline, you know, Wayne. Absolutely. Luton will win 1-0 in extra time, says Lee. That's not a bad shout, is it? Obviously, Sunday sees the final Premier League games, and we've got a three-way battle at the bottom for relegation, because that's the only thing that's got to be settled in the Premier League. Well, there is a European place to be settled, which Villa currently occupy at the moment, ahead of Spurs. So, you know, that's a battle there. But the battle at the bottom is Leeds United, Leicester City, and Everton. Now, Everton have not won the last 4 games against Bournemouth. Bournemouth last beat them in November, 3-0, convincingly. I've got a feeling Leeds will beat Tottenham because Tottenham are woeful. Tottenham will go to Ellen Road. Ellen Road will be hostile like it was for us. And I think Tottenham will buckle under the pressure at Ellen Road. So I think Leeds will win that game. By what score, I couldn't tell you. Leicester against West Ham, again, is another one. Will West Ham rest any players ahead of their European final? I think they will. So if West Ham do rest players, I think Leicester win that game. I think Everton will not beat Bournemouth. They may get a draw, but that draw might not be enough. Because if Leicester do win, it'll be Everton and Leeds who drop. So, yeah, I don't think... So, all in all, I don't think Everton will survive. I really hope Everton do go down, and I think that's what everybody else is wanting. And, yeah, it's certainly going to be an interesting battle. So no doubt while we're watching the match, we'll probably all be checking the phones to see, what's happening in the relegation zone, because it'll probably even be announced on the TV as the matches are on. They'll probably put the scores on because, for those teams involved, it's going to be a nervous Sunday for them, that's for sure. Wayne says, Tony, I'm going the opposite way, Coventry. Yeah. I mean, in terms of ground, I'd like to see Coventry because their ground's a bit better than Luton's. Although Luton are saying they're going to have their ground all sorted out by the time they get into the Premier League. Lee says 4-0 win for us against Chelsea. Yeah. 3. I say 2-0 scores Anderson and Gordon, says Coffee. That's interesting. I might jinx, but I have a feeling Chelsea will get their worst loss in a long time, 6-0 to us. I would love that, Trolls. That would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? We beat them 6-0. BS says, we need to all be praying to see Everton go down. Yeah, definitely. And even Trolls agrees. Ref will help Spurs win and secure Euro place. Well, the referee there's Anthony Taylor for the Leeds-Tottenham game, assisted by Gary Beswick and Adam Nunn. Fourth official is David Webb, and the VAR is Michael Salisbury. I think Leeds will beat them. I think Leeds will beat Tottenham. Obviously, that game is live on BT Sport. Sky Sports are showing the Everton-Bournemouth game, and the Leicester and West Ham game are both on Sky. So I think... And, the Aston Villa versus Brighton and Hove Albion game is also on Sky Sports. So Sky Sports on Sunday are showing Villa Brighton, Everton Bournemouth, Leicester West Ham, BT Sport Leeds Tottenham. So the reason Sky are showing the Aston Villa Brighton game is because, like I said, there's that European place up for grabs as well. So definitely a lot of games going on there tonight. So on Sunday rather, sorry. Lee says Everton or Neverton FC. Yeah. Gary says no Mr. Rowley tonight, Tony. No, not tonight. I said by the time I got home, because I got stuck in traffic and everything, it's because with it being a bank holiday weekend. So by the time I got home, by the time I set this up, I thought, I probably haven't got enough time to get Rowley on. But he should hopefully be back tomorrow for the preview. So there's nothing wrong there, Gary. It's just the fact is I just set this up late and I just didn't want to put him on the spot in such short notice. Wayne says Leeds 2-1, Bournemouth 2-0, Leicester 1-0. That's interesting, Wayne. And now scores. Leicester stay up and Everton and Leeds drop. Troll says our players will be buzzing like a swarm of bees after securing Champions League. That's why I think we might smash them. Yeah, that's it. We might be in party mode, and we'll certainly not hold back. That's for sure. But yeah, definitely, it's going to be very interesting. That's for sure. Wayne says, Antonio, as much as I hate Mike Ashley, I just think Coventry have got that little bit more quality. I like that guy Okeres who plays for Coventry. He's some player. Swedish lad as well. So obviously Isak knows him quite well. It's going to be a strange game. But the thing is, though, these playoff games, they can either be brilliant or they can be very tentative. I mean, Forest won theirs last year 1-0 through an own goal from Huddersfield. It all depends how the teams play. And who wants it more on the day. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. And remember, there's VAR in operation on them games tomorrow as well. Michael Oliver is the referee for that game tomorrow at Wembley. So obviously they've got the best referee there for the occasion, in my opinion. Not just because he's a Geordie. Yeah, Tony, I hate Big Sam. Can you just imagine though, if Leicester lost, right? Leeds win, Everton lose, and Leeds stay up. You can just imagine Big Sam, can't you? Oh, he's going to be gloating like a Cheshire cat, isn't he? We're never going to hear the end of it. Have you seen Jack Colback's leaving Forest? Says Mason. I haven't seen that, Mason, but I'm not surprised, to be fair. But good luck to him wherever he goes to next. He'll probably go to the Championship, I would imagine. Maybe even go back to the Mackhams, mightn't he? If they'll have him back. But guys, if you have liked what you see, then please smash a like. If you haven't done so already, then smash that like. Thank you very much. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then come and smash that subscribe and come and join this community. And also the bell notification, tell you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. And if you do want to make a donation, there is a link in the chat. Just follow the instructions and that will tell you how to get there. So, yeah, so as we are coming towards the end of the show now, and I just want to say thank you to Ian Fleming for your £5 donation. Thank you very much indeed, my friend. Yeah, this was only a short show tonight anyway. I say a short show, been on 50 minutes, but yeah. Ian says, not bothered who goes down, just glad we're not involved for a change. Absolutely. But it's great to just watch it though, Ian, isn't it? And, you know, I think if everything went down, I think everybody would be happy about that because it would be interesting. Troll says, Big Sam is as interesting as a hair and so on the shower drain, in my opinion. Oh, God. Yeah, absolutely. And, but no, it's, like I say, I was just doing this as a short night. I mean, we looked at the press conference reaction of Eddie Howe. You know, people have got in the chat about players that they would like to see come to the club. It's going to be an exciting summer. I will be back with a preview tomorrow. I'm not sure what time it is yet. Maybe about, could be 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. So be no later than 2 p.m. I know that for sure. But the Championship final kicks off at 5:15 at Wembley tomorrow evening, and that's live on Sky as well. David says, perfect time. I'm going to watch the Toon Review now. Love both channels. Do you know what, David? Toon Review are absolutely fantastic. Paul, Billy, Alex, Jack, all good mates of mine. Absolutely great guys. And I have no problem with that channel whatsoever. Well, as you know, I've had Billy on this channel before, and Billy's quite happy to come on here. No problem. I have got one exciting show coming up for next Thursday, but I'm not going to reveal anything else about that until things have happened. But there will be an exciting show next Thursday, so do join us for that one. But you will find out about that at a later date. Just waiting for a couple of things reconfirmed. But yeah. Kevin says, be good to go out with a bang and beat Chelsea in their place, 3-0 Newcastle, I reckon. Get them back for last season. I mean, Havertz should have been sent off for the elbow on Dan Burn. Shalabar trying to take Jacob Murphy's shirt off his back, and we've got nothing there. So yeah, let's go and stick it in Chelsea. Lee says, being Tony Shaw's getting better and better and stronger all the time. Thank you very much indeed, Lee. Great show, says Trolls. Thank you, Trolls. Ian says, we got Gillett as ref on Sunday. Yeah, Jared Gillett, yeah. Yeah, the Australian mate. And yeah. But anyway, guys and girls, thank you for watching tonight. And remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. And whatever you're doing for the rest of the evening, enjoy the rest of the evening. And I'll be back tomorrow with a preview. So keep an eye out for that one. But until then, stay safe and how are the lads?